All right, welcome back to an episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. We've got a camera in studio now, so we're actually going to be able to record ourselves and put this stuff up on YouTube. So we're making a little bit of a switch here. I think it's for the better. Tonight, we're going to do just a short episode. We've had technical difficulties from hell. I think we've finally accomplished them, or defeated them, I should say. Sorry.
We didn't let them get the best of us.
Yeah. So we're just going to do a short episode tonight, really to celebrate moving to YouTube. We're going to do one beer review. Talk a little bit about some sports stuff that's going on right now. Basically, just call it a night. Keep it short and sweet for you guys. Adam, you got the first beer. Might as well just go into it.
So, from Wiseacre Brewing Company out of Memphis, Tennessee, shout out to them. We have the Gotta Get Up to Get Down Coffee Milk Stout. Ale with coffee. Self-explanatory. I do believe this is a very strong coffee taste in a beer. A very black coffee flavor, whereas like the mocha that we've done before is like a creamier coffee taste. This is like a very strong black coffee taste into a stout. Very good. If you're looking to have a nooner, day drink a little early at like 9 a.m., you want to still have that coffee, got to get up to get down. Might be your beer to go to.
There are morning beers in the world, as we've said before, especially when you have like a noon kickoff for a college football game or that 1 o'clock NFL game. Sometimes you do need a beer in the parking lot at 9 a.m. You're not feeling something domestic. Get you a little something with some black coffee. So
I love the name of it too. It's like got to get up to get down. It's like that old school saying of you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
It really is. Exactly. It really is.
Got to get up to get down, man.
So
you hit it on it a second ago. We literally just last week did the mocha porter from Sugar Creek. How do you feel this beer compares? Is there a favorite? Are they just too different? You like that one better?
Yeah, this one's definitely a lot better. I'd recommend this one over the other one.
I would even say the same thing for me. I think this is just a little bit smoother, a little bit more drinkable. So,
and like I said, it doesn't, as a stout, it doesn't sit heavy on the stomach. So it is something you could start the day off with and be all right, and not feel like this is gonna ruin me for the heat of a day.
Yeah, you could get 2 of these in too. I mean, that's
easy.
Maybe even 3. That's just how easy drinking this beer is. So I'm gonna get one more sip before I give my score. Were you ready to go ahead and give yours?
I say yeah. I'm gonna give that a 7-8.
7-8. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go 8-2. After that last sip, I think I've gotten where it's almost kind of the same flavor profile as like the nitro cold brew, like what you get from Starbucks, where it comes in that weird cup and it's got like a little bit of foam on the top.
I mean, I don't drink.
To me, it tastes just like that.
I mean, I'm not a Starbucks drinker.
I'm not either. I just happen to go with the wife sometimes.
I mean, I'm more of like
the dunking guys in the house over here, all right?
Yeah. No, I'm meaning like I'll make a pot of Folgers at the office. And good.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I will say though, I am the cheapest date to take to Starbucks because I get like the Americano or the espresso, and that's it. There's nothing else added into it or something. So I literally walk out like $3, and I'm like, okay, cool.
So none of that triple pump caramel,
no, I don't get none of that.
No soy latte milk or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you ever
half pumps? Oh, you mean one full pump? You dumbass. I don't know. I'm not a Starbucks fan.
Do you ever do you ever get anything from Starbucks? What do you typically get?
The caramel macchiato, either iced or hot.
Yeah, I get the caramel frappuccino. So,
but again, because you're not. I mean, that's more.
I'm not a coffee drinker. Yeah, I don't literally drink coffee every day. Now you're a black coffee guy. I know that for sure. Are you?
Yeah.
Is that like if you drink your coffee every morning black?
Black. If recently, I'm trying to go this whole low carb thing, so it's been with no sugar. But before that, it was like a teaspoon and a half of sugar.
Yeah, I took mine just like straight out the coffee pot, nothing else.
Yeah,
just
that's what it has been here of late, the last couple weeks.
I had to look back. Actually, it's been a couple beers since we've done the Sugar Creek Mocha Porter. It's been 2 weeks. I gave that a 7.7, so I'm going to give this an 8.1. I'm going to give this an 8.1. So
what did
Alex gave that an 8.8. You gave it a 8 flat.
I gave that last one an 8.8.
You gave the Sugar Creek Mocha Porter an 8.8.
Damn. This one's an 8.9 then.
To spur of the moment. All right, we'll switch it to 8.9 for you.
Higher.
That's fine.
I said I like it better. It has to be
8.2. 8.2. Yeah, this one's better too. And I gave it an 8 flat.
You gave the Sugar Creek Mocha Porter an 8 flat. So you gave this
8-2.
one initially a 7.8. So
8-2.
8.2. All right.
Yeah, it's about 2 points higher.
First beer you're
2/10.
drinking when you sit down here is what you're basically saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I don't know
Everybody
what
feels
if
good
it's
with
on
that?
Yeah, if I ever end up somewhere that's got that on tap, and there's a bunch of other beers I have not had yet, I'm going with the got to get up to get down.
Yeah, I think it's fair. This will be the first beer that I would drink there as well.
I mean,
so.
if we're at that brewery and I don't know what to get and that's on tap, 100% the beer.
Nash-
It's a solid good. It's a
It's a
solid
go-to.
go-to beer.
Nashville's the music city, right?
Yes.
Okay. What is Memphis? Like, what
Just
is their
Memphis.
slogan?
It's just Memphis. I don't think they.
Nah, there's
They've
definitely
got a slogan, but it's not obviously not important enough.
It's probably like blues and soul or something. That's what
something like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's what Memphis would be. So, well, hey, shout out to Memphis sending us a good one.
Oh yeah, very good, very good.
So
Wiseacre, congratulations, very good beer.
Yeah. Well, hope to visit you guys one day. But so like Alex mentioned, the one and only beer for us tonight on this episode. Wanted to cover two things that happened over the week. We had NCAA men and women's championship games. I know, obviously, we're from South Carolina, so we had the buy-in for the girls when they were playing in the Final Four, but Stanford beat them.
The heartbreak loss to Stanford.
Yeah, so that was a little tough, but
the refs need to do their job better. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Congratulations to Stanford, though, in the ladies program over there. First championship since '92 for them, as they beat Arizona by 1 second in a really, really nice game, too. I mean, Arizona
overall,
had a
I thought
chance.
That was a very, very good game. Very well played.
Yeah, Arizona had a chance to win that late and ended up losing by 1.
But I do believe on that last inbound play, was it McDonald, I think was the guard, is her last name.
Yep.
Had a girl open in the right hand corner.
Didn't pass it. Yep.
Didn't pass it because I think she got essentially triple teamed, and I don't think she could see her.
Yeah.
I really don't think she could see her or get the ball to her. But I felt like as soon as Stanford went to double team her, that's when she should have kicked it out and looked for a pass instead of trying to throw up that soakish shot from 3-point land.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're McDonald, I mean, you've been the player all tournament, all season for Arizona.
You were the one that they wanted to take that shot. I agree.
I'm not comparing her to LeBron James, but you are the LeBron James of that team. Like, she's going to, in that last second, she's going to shoot the ball. I mean, it's Kobe mentality. It's going to be her. Like, she's going to try for it. So, but I mean, Stanford lost 2 games the entire year. So, heck of a run for them. I'm sure.
All right, another very good program has been on the rise for the last couple seasons.
Yeah, they've won national championships before, and they probably feel like they're back. So,
it's definitely got to help them with their ego on that. Sense. So
yeah. As a South Carolina,
it's going to help the recruiting too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They've now made it back to the big stage. So.
Yeah, as a South Carolina fan, obviously, you don't want to see that, but
no. But I do believe the way they reacted at the end of that game. Going into next season, I do believe this Final Four loss to Stanford will be a big motivator.
Oh yeah,
for them.
Oh yeah, and
the Lady Gamecocks.
Yes.
Yeah. And I said
the way Aaliyah Boston reacted, I just feel like they're going to come back with a chip on their shoulder.
She's coming back one more.
Yeah. She's already said she's coming back.
Yeah. But just the way I think they'll have a chip on their shoulder. It's going to
be their motivating factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be. I mean, it's going to be. I want the line on the amount of losses they're scheduled to have, and if it's 4 or more, I'm definitely taking the under, because you have basically this whole South Carolina team that's coming back outside of Lily, and then you add in the number 1 recruiting class for Dawn Staley again. She's got 3 of the top 10 players in the country again. That team, I mean,
will be solid.
I saw an article that is trying to argue that South Carolina in practice will be playing tougher competition against themselves, basically, than about half of the schedule that South Carolina has in women's basketball.
That's crazy to think about, but I completely believe it.
But I mean, at the same time, like
I'm completely bought in on that theory.
Yeah, well, you got 2 number 1 recruiting classes in a matter of 3 years. Like, yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I feel like that was the same thing UConn
was basically doing for 10 years.
Yeah, UConn's doing that for a long time.
Or even 20 years now, because I think Gino won his first one in the early 2000s.
But so I mean, they've been on that same train where their best competition was the second team, second string, the backups. Some in most cases, but I was happy to see Arizona beat them.
Yeah,
that was a very good
South
game.
Carolina's the girls are going to take that final score of the Final Four game, and it's going to be all over the practice facilities, the weight room.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be kind of like how Ohio State did for the Clemson score.
Yeah,
and it motivated them to go and actually win and beat them this year. So.
Yeah.
the girls are going to be extremely motivated. It's definitely, like you said, it's a chip on their shoulder that they're going to want to try to get rid of.
And it's the fact that twice this season, Aaliyah Boston had a chance at the end of games, once against UConn in the regular season, and now this time against Stanford in the Final Four to make the last bucket. And both times it was one against
couldn't get it to fall.
Well, UConn was just short on the front, and then on Stanford, she just off the back iron, and it bounced out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's within inches of being winning against UConn and now winning against Stanford and playing for another national championship.
Yeah.
And that's tough on a night.
It's gonna suck for her mentally, I feel like.
Yeah, but I mean, she's 19. I mean, she's young. Like you're able to make that mistake.
Yeah, it's still gonna ride you though.
You know, just how like this woman's already averaging a double-double in the first 2 years of her career, both her freshman and sophomore years. I mean, how good is she going to be next year?
She is.
It's kind of scary to think about.
Is she technically the center or a power forward?
She is technically a center. She actually won the award for the best center in women's basketball this year.
Yeah, I would be hard to find another center next year that's going to beat her out again.
Yeah, certainly. So, I mean, from a South Carolina fan and from someone that saw the recruiting, that saw her come in, saw the way that she played her freshman and sophomore year, she was better than Asia Wilson their freshman years. I think she was about even par with Asia Wilson their sophomore years.
So we'll see what kind of jump she makes here going into junior year.
Yeah, I'm interested because Asia Wilson's junior year was the year that we won a national championship.
She only got better.
Yeah,
going her time here at Carolina. Yeah. That's the reason why she has a statue outside the stadium now.
Very true. Yeah. Might have built that too soon. Aaliyah Boston might be better than her. We might have to put 2 statues out front.
Maybe.
Well, no, it's just the fact that she gave the first national championship.
Oh, certainly.
And all that.
I mean, she was the highest recruit. She was the either number 1 or number 2 recruit in the country. From Columbia, South Carolina, decided to stay. I mean, she changed the program.
Oh yeah, definitely. So. And then on the men's side,
you had
even a complete close game whatsoever like it was for women's.
But you had the undefeated Gonzaga Bulldogs going up against the old Baylor Bears, which throughout the whole season, I thought these were the 2 best teams.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole season.
I'm not arguing that.
You could see it as you watch games throughout the year.
Yeah.
And these 2 are going to be the ones in the Final Four at least that you had to look out for.
You could probably fit Michigan in that conversation, I think. But, I personally was never bought in on Illinois. I know a lot of people that were bought in on Illinois because they, essentially won the Big Ten. So, hard.
I mean, in the regular season, the Big Ten was
the best.
the best conference in regular season.
Yeah, not even a question. I mean, it was still in the tournament. Illinois got upset. Michigan ended up being the Lone Ranger basically after round 2. But, truthfully, really the ACC kind of the Big 12 too really kind of took the Pac-12. Yeah,
I thought the Pac-12 did fantastic in tournament play this year.
Yeah, and
between UCLA, USC, Oregon State.
Yeah, I mean Oregon State made it. USC and Oregon both made it. They both played in the Sweet 16, right?
Yeah, because Oregon had the walkover.
Oregon beat Iowa. So yeah, they both played each other in the Sweet 16.
Yep.
I mean, UCLA of course made the Final Four run. So. And the Pac-12 is usually the conference that you fade. That's usually the one you're like, okay, whoever the champion is, sure, they'll win 1 game. Yeah, give them 2 rounds and they're out.
We're gonna let them in, but I doubt they can make a legit run.
So I mean, this year, I wanted to take Gonzaga, Baylor, in all brackets, and I mean, I made 4 technically, 3 that we did together, and then 1 with my guys from school, and. I just couldn't. I couldn't put myself to pick 2 number 1 seeds in the final. I did in the bracket. Me and my dad talked through. We did have Gonzaga, Baylor in the finals, but I just felt like there was gonna be an upset somewhere with the 2, or even like a 4 seed somewhere in there. Some kind of big upset to happen in the Elite 8 or the Final 4 that you would see some kind of something below like a 3 seed in the Final 4, and so. I mean, which you almost had in UCLA and Gonzaga in the Final 4.
Yeah.
Gonzaga had to win on a last-second 3 in overtime to go to the championship game.
Yeah. I mean,
you almost had an 11 seed in there in the final or in the championship game.
That would have been that would have been the furthest an 11 seed that ever made it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've seen that over the last couple of years where it started to become. I almost feel like the people that make the tournament kind of overanalyze things a little bit. And they're just they they have these teams like the first one that comes to mind for me was Ohio. I mean, they had lost 2 games the entire year.
But
right?
Like a 13 seed.
They were a 13 seed against number 4 seed, Virginia, and most of it's because of the all conference play this year. But same thing for UCLA. They won 20 games. I mean, do they really deserve to be an 11 seed in the play-in game? I mean, maybe not. But
or Winthrop was like a 23-1 team and was a 12 seed against Villanova.
Yeah, I mean, they hung in that game with Villanova. I mean, Colgate hung in with Arkansas. But and then Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts had lost 1 game the entire year, and guess what they did?
Beat Ohio
State.
They made a good run.
I mean, they made they were a 15 seed that upset a 2 seed. So they were trying to become the second 15 seed ever behind Florida Gulf Coast to ever make it to the Sweet 16. So
yeah.
I just feel like, especially this year and then in the past couple of years, they've kind of overanalyzed things, and they've had some good teams playing in those double-digit seeds, and that's why we're seeing the 12-5, 13-4s, and things like that.
Yeah, because I think yeah, like you said, or even what is it, an 11-6 matchup. I think also you've seen a lot of those 11, 12, 13 seeds, like you're saying.
You're starting to see those
upset those teams.
I mean, that's this year's tournament. You're wondering why there's so many upsets. The Pac-12 champion actually was a 12 seed and made it to
USC. No, yeah. Oregon State won that one.
Oregon State won the Pac-12. Was a 12 seed,
and not only that, they were a 12th seed in the Pac-12. Like, they were the last team in the Pac-12,
and they won the tournament. So, but I thought it was a great tournament, man. I mean, there were some really good games. I mean, the Oral Roberts almost beat Arkansas. They upset Ohio State. The Gonzaga banger off the freaking glass. I mean, wow, dude, that was
a lot of very good games this year.
Yeah. Sweet tournament. Terrible championship game. I mean,
unfortunately,
did you ever sweat it at all? I know you. Adam won the bracket, by the way. So yeah, Adam got first place, got the high payout. But
the only time where Gonzaga made the little run there to end the half to cut it to 10 points.
Yeah.
Going into half, I thought maybe they could come out hot, cut into it a little bit, get to a 5-point game, and then after that, I mean, that's 2 stops essentially, and you could be in the lead.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe coming out of half that Gonzaga could cut into that lead just a little bit more, which they didn't. They ended up.
Well, Baylor said no more.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Baylor dominated that.
Like, for people that don't know, Gonzaga going into this had not lost a game all year, right?
Yes,
correct. They were undefeated.
Regular season, in the playoff, obviously, they had not lost a single game. And then Baylor, like in the blink of an eye, was up like 20-8. Like it was
at one point, it was 21-9. At one point, in the
21-9, yeah,
in the first quarter.
Yeah, Baylor
just came out and was like, "This is our game," and they just took control of it.
At one point, Baylor had a 19-point lead. That's the highest it ever got.
Yeah,
Jeez.
So it may have gotten to 20 at one point or 21.
Yeah, probably to close out the game, it probably got to 20 or somewhere around there.
I don't know. I feel like that the blow to your like morale and your ego.
I mean,
the only game you lose is a dominated national championship game.
Jalen Suggs was visibly upset after the fact, naturally, but he is just a freshman. So
he's going though.
I hadn't heard or seen whether or not he's staying, but I couldn't imagine him staying.
He's a top 10 pick. He's not staying.
Yes, I would assume he's a one and done. He was Gonzaga's highest recruited player ever, I think, in school history
until this year, until they got the number 5 player in the country. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we talk about Gonzaga basketball. These guys, they've made a couple tournament runs. Like 2007 was their first year that they finally
with was it Adam?
Yeah, your boy with the mustache, or
Adam Morrison, wasn't it?
Yeah, Adam Morrison. There you go.
Yeah.
So he was on the cover of an NCAA basketball game I have. But I mean, they made it. They kind of broke through, made it to the Sweet 16, kind of made their name known, and then actually. Unfortunately, again, South Carolina fans, in 2017, they met us in the Final Four, beat us, got to the national championship game for the first time ever, got beat by UNC, and then they come back again this year, go undefeated all the way to the national championship game, and they get blown out. So they just keep coming to the door and knocking, and it just never opens for them at this point. But
yeah, so I mean, I could see them back into another national championship contender in the next 2-3 years again, though.
Yeah, I think what they're going to get into the point of, like, the problem is that conference, they play in the Big West out there. There's nobody in that conference. I mean, there's just nobody.
In conference strength of schedule is just
it's
just nothing compared to the other conferences like the SEC.
I mean, yeah, you're not. It's not a Power 5 conference.
Pac-12, you know.
Yeah,
true. Is that even a Group of 5 conference?
No.
Yeah. No. Okay.
So they're even like they're to the point where they are really, really doing a great job of scheduling out of conference in the early season. Like they had Baylor.
It's the only choice
exactly.
they can do to try to strengthen. What is it? The RPI.
Yeah.
Whatever the little numbers that they do about strong your schedule was.
I wish that game would have happened though in regular season.
Yeah, they did schedule it in COVID actually for Baylor. But Baylor
was supposed
Baylor
to
missed a month and a half of the season with COVID issues.
Well, I think that was to start off the season, wasn't it?
No, it was about 4 or 5 weeks in.
Okay, because it was a game that was supposed to happen, and Scott Drew and Mark, Few? Is that his name?
Yeah, Mark Few. Yeah.
They both said, "Hey, let's meet up again. How about the national championship?" They're like, "Yep, sounds good."
Yeah.
And sure enough, they spoke into existence.
Yeah, but I mean, they basically played the entire Pac-12, a couple Big 12 teams, and then like one Big 10 team, and they won all of them. Right? I mean,
it's handedly too.
Yeah.
I mean, they were scoring 92 points a game this year in the regular season.
Yeah. So really impressed with it. Again, we just hate the way the national championship ended, but all in all. I thought it was a great tournament.
Yes, overall great tournament. I was happy.
It was fantastic. It was for somebody like me that doesn't really follow college basketball to the point of like I can't tell you like about all these other teams. Outside of like the SEC, really, it was just awesome to see the upsets, the chaos, and just pure March madness. You had no idea what was going to happen.
The madness that is the tournament.
Yeah. And I gotta make a statement because I saw some people say that this tournament just wasn't that great because Kansas lost out early, Kentucky and Duke weren't in it, UNC lost out in the first round. Dude, screw off. I get the blue bloods, but if you're in it for just the excitement, like you said, so just somebody that doesn't even really watch basketball, doesn't dive that deep in it, who cares? If you're
not a fan of those teams, you hate those teams if you're a college basketball fan.
Yeah, I mean,
you want them to lose out the way they did or not be invited the way they didn't get invited. Like that made the tournament for so many people except for the fans of those schools.
Yeah, I just want good games. I don't care who really is even in the tournament.
Right? Unless Carolina.
Unless my team is there, I could not give.
Yeah,
I just could not care less.
If High Point is a number 1 seed, I don't care. I just want to see good basketball.
Correct.
So,
like I said, though, I am happy that I won that bracket. So big payout for
congratulations to you. I do have a hot take about. We're short on time. I'll tell you after the episode, but I do have a hot take about how the brackets should go. But and we'll get into that discussion personally. But so final topic of the night: Masters is tomorrow. Right,
first round. Welcome back, and it's in April, like it's supposed to be.
I really think the Masters should get played twice a year. I mean, I'm really enjoying having the Masters about 5 months after the last one. Yeah. So I get
it's a good little perk.
Yeah, I get the whole COVID situation. Augusta National wasn't as beautiful. Blah 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 blah. Nah, it was wonderful.
It still played awesome.
Yeah, we love the Masters no matter what's happening and who's there. So, but 2 things. Let's do the dinner first. I want to cover the dinner. So, as I explained to you guys and for our fans, the Masters has what they call the Champions Dinner on Tuesday nights ahead of Thursday, which is the first round. Basically, what happens, last year's champion comes in. He sets a menu for all of the champions that are attending the dinner, right? So, hometown boy Dustin Johnson won last year. He got to set the menu for this year's championship dinner that they had on Tuesday night. Some controversy came about because of the menu choice, the appetizer that he chose. So Dustin Johnson's dinner was as follow.
I say the appetizer was pig in a blanket.
There were 2 so there's 2 appetizers. There's 2 choices for every course. His appetizers were pig in the blankets, or pig in the blanket as you say it, and then lobster and corn fritters. He caught a little flack over the pig in the blankets because that's just not really, very formal or whatever.
Oh, man, who cares?
Who cares? Exactly.
It's his dinner.
And then he followed as such. Your first course, this is basically like Adam and I were talking about. This is technically like a salad or soup in a salad. He chose house salad or Caesar salad for his options. Then the main courses were filet mignon and miso marinated sea bass were your 2 options there. His sides were mashed potatoes and spring vegetables, and then his desserts, where I think he knocked it out of the park. Obviously, big dessert guy right here. Peach cobbler and apple pie, both served with ice cream. So that was Dustin Johnson's champion dinner. I want to see what your champion dinner would be.
Alex, you want to start us off with that one?
Yeah, so I'll go appetizer. One of them's got to be calamari.
Okay.
I don't know,
a second appetizer that you would love?
I'm gonna go with like if you ever go to like the Kingsman restaurant, I'm gonna get like the little corn nuggets where it's like cream corn.
That was gonna be one of mine.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like that's just do that like catch flack for it because obviously it's not fancy enough. But who?
I think
gives a
that.
shit?
I mean, I think that's kind of fancy.
It's on the same level as a pig
it's
in a blanket.
it's a fritter. I mean, it's almost a fritter basically.
Yeah, okay, to a point. Then obviously house salad, Caesar salad. I would try to get some kind of like I would make them go out and get like the Wagyu steaks.
Oh yeah,
and then some either really nice like salmon or mahi
ooh,
for the fish, and then the desserts. I'm not missing anything, right?
You
you're
sides for your courses.
Okay. Some garlic like red skin mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah,
and then some sort of like vegetable dish, not like something like like steamed spring vegetables or whatever.
Mhm.
Something a little bit more extravagant, kind of like that can pair well with the fish. And then for dessert, gonna go with something like blackberry cobbler, and then I don't know. Ooh, the like bourbon and whiskey infused ice cream that they have down the street at Terrace.
Yeah. That's a good call. That's a good
they have like
call.
Grand Marnier ice cream.
That sounds
really good.
Have you ever been to Terrace?
I have not.
Yeah, it's a fancy dinner you need to take a girl to. That's a good place.
All right.
Yeah, it's
So
really good.
all right. So appetizers.
All right.
Loaded potato skins.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes.
Loaded potato skins, and let's do. I was gonna do the
corn nuggets.
The corn nuggets, but since you've already said, I'm going to change it up.
And I mean, you can. I know. You're the master. You're the champion.
I'm the champion.
Yeah. You get to choose what you want, baby.
Loaded potato skins, and let's do. Actually, no, I
do something like chicken gizzards, just to like.
I'm going to
really just screw with people.
Livereds and gizzards.
I'm going to stick with it. Fried mac and cheese bites.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
starches in it.
So you got potato skins and fried mac and cheese bites.
Oh yeah.
Carbs and dairy all the way, baby.
Carb overload. For your sides, you're gonna have a nice wedge salad.
I like that.
Or a she crab soup.
Oh, very good call.
I love she crab soup.
Very good call.
I feel like you could get something up from like Savannah to Augusta and it be still halfway decent.
Yeah. Certainly.
So it'd still be fresh. For your main courses, gotta have a steak, probably a filet or some Wagyu, something, real fancy steak. Aged, probably, like an aged.
Yeah, dry aged. Oh, yeah.
Like a dry aged filet would be really good.
That's a good choice.
And then let's do, like he was, probably mahi. Like that's my favorite fish.
Yeah, mahi is the bomb.
Sides, we'll do a like garlic style, like asparagus, oil vinegar, that kind of stuff, and then the like Parmesan crusted like green beans.
I like that.
Yeah,
so
those are good.
No starches here because you already had them in your appetizers.
Fair enough.
We'll go with two green vegetables here. Dessert, you're looking at cheesecake with your assorted toppings, strawberries or like a chocolate drizzle, whatever you want to have.
Yeah. Nice.
And then homemade banana pudding.
Nice finish, dude. Nice finish. God, y'all have taken so many things that I wanted to do. Well, all right. So two things. There is at Longhorns. I don't know whether they still had it or whether they just used to have it, but they have the like firecracker shrimp or chicken wraps. Y'all ever had those before?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right. So that's what I would do as one of my appetizers. I think, little hand food, little, hors d'oeuvre kind of vibe to it, but
little fingers sandwich type feel.
And there's this dip that I really, really love. It's called the Charleston dip. And it's basically like a creamy pimento cheese with bacon and jalapenos in it.
Solid.
And then they'll put like a cheese, more cheese on top and then blowtorch it, just kind of caramelize it down. So really, really love that dip. So that's what my two appetizers would go for. Same thing as Adam. I'd like to do a soup and salad. So I'm a big Caesar guy. So you're probably going to get a Caesar as one option. And then I think, something along the line, like she crab soup is really great, but I'll go something like miso soup or like
what about like a lobster bisque?
Yeah, like a lobster bisque, I think would be great too. So something
like
kind of
loaded baked potato or something like that. Just something kind of more like a little bit thicker on the soup scale.
Yeah. Main courses, definitely like a New York strip and lobster tail combo.
Or a little surf and turf.
Yeah, a little surf and turf. Or the other option is actually, I'm thinking, going to do shrimp and grits. So something
solid,
something homey, something hearty, something to my heritage of South Carolina.
See, I thought Alex here would have done some form of like a barbecue dish. Either like a Boston butt or some kind of brisket.
Or like a brisket sandwich, like a really nice brisket sandwich.
If you really want to get smart about it, you got to go in and get some sort of food that is going to mess with the stomachs of at least 50% of the crowd. So that way you have the upper hand. You can handle it, but that those boys from up north aren't going to be able to handle Mama's little Cajun Creole that you're going to slap all over.
That little Cajun two-step.
Well, you got to remember, though, that
Cajun two-step and that she crab soup, next thing you know, Bubba Watson can't make his tea time because he can't get off the box. I'm just saying.
Well, the champion
be a little tactical about it.
The champions dinner is probably only like a third of the champions dinner is still playing. I mean, the rest of them are just old guys that aren't in the field anymore. But yeah, I mean, I think both those are great. I'm with Adam. I got to have cheesecake with the assorted toppings on one of them, and then
did you say your side yet?
I haven't. I'll get to those in just a second.
All right. Cheesecake with the assorted toppings.
Yeah, and then I would do apple pie. I'm just a huge apple pie guy. Sides. What do I want to do for sides? I think I would do something. I know what I would do. I do bacon mac and cheese for one side. I'm a huge bacon mac and cheese guy.
I saw something. It was Matthew Wolf said he was like, I love mac and cheese, so mac and cheese would definitely be on mine.
Yeah, bacon mac and cheese, and Gordon Ramsay does these really, really awesome like red bell pepper and red onion filleted or like sauteed, and then he adds in basil as it cools down, and then does it in a little red wine vinegar. They're like just sauteed peppers and onions. Bomb.com.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
If you like red bell pepper and red onion, and you are a big basil fan with red wine vinegar, go look up Gordon Ramsay's recipe for that. That stuff is bomb.com.
That sounds delicious.
So, okay. Well, Masters prediction. So somebody sent me this today. Actually, I think it was Garrett. One of our you'll see Garrett eventually on the show probably, but our local golf expert. He gave me 3 categories, and I want you guys to do 3 categories with me. So give me the guy you hope to see win the Masters, like the guy that you just personally want to see win the Masters.
Okay.
The guy you actually think is going to win the Masters. And then a wild card outside of the top 10 favorites that you think could win the Masters. I have the favorites already pulled up for you.
I don't know the top 10 favorites.
All right, so I'm going to say my heartstrings would love to see the local South Carolina boy go back-to-back.
That'd be awesome. I wonder if that's
happened. It's only happened 3 times.
Okay, I'm glad you knew the answer because I didn't.
Because I had to look up. I want them to know because when you get to the end of the tournament, and if you win, the guy that won it the year before you, he's wearing his green jacket and puts the jacket onto you. So I was like, who puts the jacket on? Somebody goes back-to-back. Well, Tiger Woods, when he went back-to-back, the president of Augusta National Golf Club or the country club, whatever, that guy gave him the jacket the second time.
Sweet.
The guy before him, can't remember his name, he put the jacket on himself the second time. And then I think it was Jack Nicklaus was the other one. And he, I think the president at that time as well gave him his jacket. So I want to see DJ go back-to-back for heartstrings. I think I'm going to say Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay.
Is who I want to win it, or I think is going to win it. And then the favorites, who are the top 10?
All right, so the top 10 favorites are as follow: Dustin Johnson, Bryson DeChambeau, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, John Rahm, Roy McIlroy, Patrick Cantlay, Xander Schauffele, Brooks Koepka, and Colin Morikawa. Those are the top 10 favorites.
I don't know. I was going to say one guy, but he ended up squeaking in there. So I
All right, so who do I want?
I want to see the list
Yeah,
of who's outside
you take
the
the
top
list.
10.
Who do I want to see win it? Jordan Spieth. I would love to see him back in the winner's circle, get his groove back.
Yeah.
He had a big win this weekend at the Vallejo Texas Open.
Yep. Home course for him too. He's played that course a lot being from Texas.
Yeah, so I feel like that was a good coming into the Masters week for him. He may have a little bit of confidence coming into, Thursday. And so if he can start out hot, I believe he has. That's who I'd like to see win it. Who do I think's gonna win it? I like
You can't like everybody. I'm going to go ahead and cut you off there because I know
Dustin Johnson. I think he has a solid chance of going back. If anybody, I think he has a solid chance of going back to back.
Yeah, for fans out there, Dustin Johnson currently at the time that we're shooting this video 9-1 favorite.
Yeah,
so
and he's still top of the FedEx Cup leaderboard or whatever it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm imagining he's the number one player in the world. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, he should be.
So, top
outside of the top
10,
who's got a real shot?
Mine is going to be Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh, I like Tommy, man. Tommy's a good player. Tommy's got some great iron games. He's got a real chance.
Fleetwood Mac.
He's got a chance.
Give me the young American and Cameron Smith.
Cameron's not an American.
Yeah.
He's an Australian.
Aussie, yeah.
Yeah, but Cameron actually finished second last year.
That's what I'm saying. So I do believe he has another shot at.
Yeah, I mean he's got a. I think I agree with you there. I actually think that Cameron's got a real shot at it. So, that's actually my guy outside of the top 10 because
Cameron Smith.
He was the first. I think it's going to be hard for him to do it, but I think he was the first player in 50 years or 40 years or something like that, an egregious amount of time that shot under 70. He shot in the 60s all 4 days and still didn't win the Masters.
Yeah, I think he has another strong chance this year.
So he's played that course very well. For me, I'm with you. Same thing. I really, really want Jordan Spieth to win this. I was a big Spieth fan when Tiger left, and he came out of winning a national championship at Texas. He's a Longhorn. He's a really good guy. Like, I really want to see this guy succeed. A lot of it's just been mentally for him, but he did win the big tournament last weekend. He's playing with some confidence. So for me personally, would love to see Jordan Spieth win it. Do I think he's going to win it? No, not particularly. But the guy that I do actually really think is going to win it, and the problem with the Masters is the guy that's always the favorite never wins it. So for Dustin Johnson,
sorry.
Yeah, you're a little tough. Bryson DeChambeau was the favorite last year. Dustin was the second best favorite. I'm going to go with the third best favorite. I think Justin Thomas actually comes away with it.
All right.
JT won the last big tournament in the Players Championship last year to finish off the year. So I think he's the guy to beat this weekend.
Did you give your outside the top 10?
Yeah, I actually like Cameron Smith too, the Aussie. So there's a couple guys. I think Lee Westwood. I think Tommy Fleetwood. Tony Finau never.
Matsuyama. What's the Soon Kim? What's his name?
I just see where he's at. Oh yeah, Sung Jo Kim.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think he's played well the last few weeks.
Yeah, 35-1 if you want it.
So I mean, that's another outside, I think, guy that could, make a run. I think he finishes in at least the top 10. I do see that.
Tommy's 50-1. That's a nice little $5 for 250 right there if you really like it. So, yeah, excited about the Masters. Just excited. I'm just flat out excited. Did you know that ESPN bought the first 2 days?
That's awesome.
Yeah, ESPN. So ESPN covers Thursday and Friday, and then it goes to CBS on the weekend.
Perfect. That means I can watch at work.
You can pull it up on ESPN. You actually get, if you have an ESPN Plus account, I think you get all of it too. Like from the 9:30, you just pull it up on ESPN Plus, and
I have to finagle something, but I think
finagle somebody's account.
Exactly.
So, anything else for you guys for this week?
No, I think it was a good episode. Quick little short one, introduction to YouTube. So we just want to say thanks to all the fans and the support we've had. We love making the content for you guys. So comment, let us know anything you wanted us to talk about, whatever. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Look for us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and now obviously on YouTube.
Yeah.
You guys got any last words?
Yeah, as always, like this video, comment if there's a specific beer or anything else you want us to cover, and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, and remember, Folks 25 get a free koozie and sticker.
We'll send you some free stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in, listening, and we'll see you next time.